Alright, we got the highest rated anime of all time. The last 2 weeks.
Epidemic that's happening right now. And by right now, I mean 2 weeks ago, but it's still relevant, I swear. People have been brainwashed into liking idol anime. Guess I can't really blame them when I've had oh my god, yes I'm Lisa now. Repeat and Chon Soyeon from G-Idol be looking mad cute. Oshinoko is an idol anime that follows the life of a 16-year-old
That's one of the most
girl
rated
called
of all
Ai
time, really?
Hoshino. Is what I thought when I first saw the anime, because this guy is known for having cute girls as main characters. What was his name again? Aka Akana? Ana Akasaka? Asa Akira? Aka Akasaka. That's it. Phew. And to be honest, I actually wasn't supposed to watch this anime. Because it's a fucking isekai. Nah, I'm just kidding. I just hate women. But nah, in all seriousness, it wasn't for any of that. The reason I picked up this anime was due to external reasons. And I'm glad I did in the end, because this show was pretty fucking good. Now, is it the highest rated anime of all time good?
Wait, what?
Now, is it highest rated
what
anime
the
of all time
fuck?
good?
I mean, normally if it's the highest rated, most of the time it's really good. I mean, not every time, but most of the time, though.
I don't know, but I'm getting ahead of myself. What is this show all about? Ai Hoshino is the lead singer of a small to medium-sized idol group called B Komachi.
I saw some
Maybe if they were big
some little some reels of the anime.
Yeah.
And essentially, the anime talks about some real-world shit. The struggles of being an entertainer, the hideous, disgusting underbelly of the industry, and a genuinely repulsive group known as idol fans. And our main character, Goro, is one of them motherfuckers. Goro is a doctor, an OBGYN. So basically, he's either a godsend or the devil. He's also a massive fan of Ai. You heard that right. A doctor man in his 30s, which is pretty
grown ass man, bro.
Is a 16-year-old man in his 30s.
Yeah, I think most. Yes.
Pretty impressive, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Most of them are really old. 30 is pretty young. It's really young, actually.
I think there's a far more negative term for that in the West, but come on, it's Japan. Everyone loves Japan. Ever heard of top 5 random things in Japan that will blow your mind? So yeah, we'll let that slide. So Goro receives new mind.
Nah, Japan do having a lot of pedophile, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Damn.
So Goro receives news that his beloved Ai is going on hiatus. Oh no. She's also pregnant. No way. There's also a pregnant woman in the hospital that resembles her in every way, shape, and form.
Wait. Ain't she like 16?
She's also pregnant that his beloved Ai is going on hiatus. Oh no. She's also pregnant. No way.
What?
There's also a pregnant woman in the hospital that resembles her in every way, shape, and form. Where's the
16歳施設育ちどっかで聞いた
A 16-year-old girl with purple hair and pink streaks with the same childhood upbringing as my favorite idol? Well, that does appear to be a bit sus. They seriously couldn't have made this scene more realistic. So he's set to deliver her pregnancy.
She pregnant?
And on the night before the big day, he heads home and is confronted by a Discord mod. And one normal conversation later, he scurries off into the forest. Now, Goro, instead of returning to the hospital...
I mean, I'm not gonna act like it's impossible. I mean, many women 16 years old end up getting pregnant.
And ends up being pushed.
You know, it's not, you know...
Day, Ai learns about the heavy news, doesn't give a fuck, and gives birth to 2 twins the very same day. And one of those twins is Goro? So now Goro is basically there to protect Ai and make sure her career blossoms into a beautiful flower. There are so many things that I'm intentionally leaving out here because, frankly, it'll turn the show from a highest ranking anime out of 10 to... I don't know, just watch the fucking show. But part of the reason why this show got to where it is because of the plot. Subverting expectations is a big factor in what makes a good show. When everyone's doing the exact same shit as the next guy, the easiest way to stand out is to do the opposite. It's partly the reason why I avoid isekai as a whole, cause I just can't stand watching the same shows in different costumes. And you can't blame me when—
But one thing about isekai, especially the good one, they're always different though. There's some different stuff.
Titles sound
but not every time. I understand it's kind of repetitive. I know.
My cousin's body pillow. And I would actually watch that show. Oshinoko takes the already incarnate into my cousin's body pillow.
Whoa.
And I would actually watch that
What
show.
the
Oshinoko takes
fuck?
the already saturated field of isekai and twists it completely on its head. Firstly, the show is marketed to be about idols, but instead of showing the parts where they're doing kissy faces for 20 minutes, it focuses on them just being normal humans. No, they don't love you. They sing and dance for 3 things: ego, fame, and money. Finally, 3 things I can relate with. That's not to say they hate or don't appreciate you, they're just not as emotionally connected to you as you are to them. Oshinoko
That's
rips
fine,
that
yep.
band-aid off of anyone who thought otherwise, and I think it's very healthy because people need to know that they don't own whoever they're seeing on stage.
Je n'aurais jamais imaginé qu'il serait si facile de découvrir l'histoire de ma famille. D'abord, allez sur myheritage.fr. Inscrivez-vous et tapez quelque...
Wait, so Chon Seon isn't really my girlfriend? Number 2-tedly, Aka Akasaka just wrote the story super fucking well. Hands down, you can't fault the man when he now owns 2 of the anime that are in the top 10 of all time. Again, I
Damn.
cannot for the life of me tell you why it's good, even though most of you have probably watched or have been spoiled already, but for the lucky few out there, keep this in mind: subverting expectations. The characters are also a major contributor to everyone's enjoyment of the series. Just think about it. If we take all isekai protags and put them in a room together, they just fuck the hell out of each other from how horny they are. But my point is, the main guy Goro sticks out from the rest because Goro is a good character. And my bar of good is on the floor, because at least he—
Why did you wait for the feet?
Ain't he dead? Thought he was dead. What the hell happened? He got
at
reincarnated
least he
too?
doesn't go for the extremely low-hanging joke of, "Ooh, it's mommy milky time, auga, auga." He also just respects Ai as a person, and genuinely throughout the 90-minute short film made me feel like he was a sort of father figure to her. Now his twin, on the other hand, is what we call Charlemagne incarnate. She is a full-blown—
Wait, so the dude ended up getting died?
Okay, what else? Ooh, the animation. If not for anything else, the animation should be the thing that convinces you to just try the anime out. Togakobo is the studio
Yeah, I saw
that
so many
picked up
reels
the
about this
series, and
anime.
if all anime in the world looked like this, I probably would have been sick of it by now, but I'm glad 7 Deadly Sins exists. The characters breathe so much life into them, all thanks to the animation. It's mostly the eyes, but even the camera work sometimes is top tier. Normally, I wouldn't notice any of this because I have the eyesight of my teammates in Valorant, but I noticed that the details in the eyes change depending on the mood of the character. It's like those mugs that change color when you put hot water in them, or those Hot Wheels color shifters. God, I wanted them so bad as a kid. When the characters are
Me
excited
too.
or
I mean,
during
I actually had
close-up
them.
shots, it's like looking into a vast network of galaxies. When they're acting cold, they look more muted, and when they're sad or angry, the star turns dark. It's such a simple but effective way to convey the emotion across, and I like it. Now, after singing all its praises, there are some things that bothered me. For example, why did they just cut to Ai being in the hospital after announcing her hiatus? It feels like the author did that purely for plot progression, when I think it would have felt more natural if we had a scene of, like, say, the director telling Ai that he knows a hospital and it's more secluded, so she should go there. They already mentioned that afterwards, so why not just put it at the start so it transitions more seamlessly? There's also this part where they go to a filming set and Goro just starts having a full-on conversation with a grown man. Bear in mind, he's like 3 years old.
Go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age and they're just kind of I'm just like, dude, like, oh my god, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
And the guy's just like, huh, this baby's weirdly intellectual and mature for his age. So anyway, I think the war in Ukraine, all the little things that probably look like I just nitpicked to give critiques on, but I'm serious when I say that it genuinely broke my immersion for a bit. Obviously not enough for me to dislike the show. I think this is a very small part of a massively huge positive. Though another thing I would like to add, which will probably spell the end for me, is the fact that I'm done. Like, I'm done with the show. I mentioned that the first episode is 90 minutes long. It's pretty much a short film, and what I will say is that it's a prologue.
Wait, that's a short film? I thought it was...
Show. And even though I loved the first episode, after watching both episode 2 and 3, I just don't think I got hooked enough to want to watch it week after week. It's like, I've had my fun, so I'm moving on to other anime. However, I will say that if I were to continue this series, it would have to be either after all the episodes have come out, or I read the manga. But until I make that decision, this is where it ends for me and Oshinoko.
Interesting.
You know it doesn't end? You and me. I make so many more awesome videos on other anime
Oshinoko.
that I humbly think deserve some recognition. So if you want to help me out, please go watch these two right here.
Interesting. Interesting. This anime is impossible to recommend. Interesting. I'm not watching it though. That's just not my. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's just not my type of things. But I'm not gonna say no. Maybe we'll see, bro.